Today I want to talk about the 10 things that I gave up in my 50s that make my life happier in my 60s. I've seen other people do these videos and I was intrigued. I thought, what a great idea. It really made me think. Just the title made me think, what have I given up that actually makes me happier? What have I quit? So I didn't really watch too many of those videos because I didn't want to be influenced. These are my 10 things, and numbers 9 and 10 really have made a difference. So let's dive straight in with number 1. Uncomfortable clothing. My word, what a difference that makes. That means no more uncomfortable shoes, massive heels and so on, so that your feet are killing you at the end of the day. It means clothes that are too tight. I don't wear clothes that are too tight anymore or restrict me in any way. You know, like when you're doing your jeans up and you sort of struggle to get that button done up, and then at the end of the day, you've got the mark. No, not doing that anymore. If they don't fit me perfectly, no. I go with the elasticated waists. And I also won't go with cheese slicer pants. I think that's the word for it. I said cheese grater earlier. And, I thought, no, nobody wears cheese grater pants. My grandmother always used to say, keep your kidneys warm, Jo. Always keep. I'm not quite that high yet, but definitely comfortable pants make a huge difference. Comfortable underwear, full stop. So that's my first one that I've quit, wearing uncomfortable clothes. Life is too short to be uncomfortable. I've got too much to do to be fiddling about with clothes that don't feel right. Number 2, I've stopped rushing around. I remember when my kids were young and they were at different schools at one point, you know, and I'd be rushing to that one, then rushing to that one, and then rushing home, doing whatever I needed to do, working, rushing back again, pick them up, sports clubs, everything. I was always supposed to be somewhere else. Now, I think possibly I've got a problem. Many of my kids are watching this. They'll be going, yes, you have. I don't really have that kind of temporal thing in my brain. I'm not very good at working out what the time is. I mean, even as I'm making this video, I'm realising that probably people are coming back from work soon and I better hurry up. But I don't rush around anymore. I take life at a slower pace. There's so much in my head going so fast. I really don't need to be physically fast as well. And none of us need to be, do we? Always having that adrenaline rushing through our bodies. We can't afford that anymore. So that was number 2, rushing around. Number 3, I've stopped saying sorry all the time. You know, like when you're walking along the street and somebody shoulder barges you and you go, sorry. I don't do that anymore. I've stopped apologising for my own existence. I've as much right to that pavement as you have, fella. So you can stop shoulder barging me and expecting me to apologise for being in your way. Number 4 is similar. I've stopped saying yes all the time. You know, I'm not saying that I don't say yes. I say yes to an awful lot of things. I don't like saying no, but I've stopped saying yes when I want to say no. So, for example, in a professional capacity, I'm constantly turning down requests to go and photograph things because it will be good exposure for me, and to do it for free. No. And we have to remember that no is a one-word full sentence. It took me years to realise that all I had to do was say no. Not I'm sorry, but I can't, or I'm sorry, I don't feel that just no. And it works in your personal life as well. People know where they stand with you. I'm not rude, at least I hope I'm not, but I've stopped saying yes automatically. I don't owe anybody yes. Number 5, I really try not to doom scroll all the time. Still one that I have problems with. You know, on your phone, you're going through Instagram or you're going through Facebook or even YouTube and you go down a rabbit hole, and before you know it, you know, it's time to close the curtains because the sun's gone in or whatever. It's just such a time suck. And although it can be relaxing and it's, you know, you wind down doing it sometimes, I still double screen, and that's something I really need to work on. I don't know if you do this, you know, when the TV's on and you get your phone out and you're kind of looking at the phone as well. Really important to be in the room, isn't it? And to be concentrating on what you're doing. So yeah, I need to work on that one as well. Kind of related to that one, number 6, buying stuff I don't need. Can you relate to that one? You know, late at night when you're on Facebook and all of a sudden an ad pops up and you go, ooh, that looks interesting. I didn't know I needed that. And before you know where you are, ka-ching, you've bought one. And then weeks later, something turns up from China and you think, what the heck is this? Quite apart from anything else, I don't need any more stuff in my life. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I think stuff just kind of clogs up the brain and the creativity. I'm trying to really start to get rid of stuff rather than buying more stuff. Good for my pocket as well. I've also stopped watching the news. Not all the time, but it's not that I'm not interested in politics because, you know, I took international politics for my master's degree. I am interested. It's not that I don't care about the awful things that are going on in the world. Of course I care. I probably care too much to be looking at the news all the time. The thing is, when you think about it, not so long ago, if you wanted to know the news, you'd watch or listen to the news once or twice a day or whatever. Or you'd get a newspaper in the morning and you'd read it over breakfast. And then on a Sunday, you might buy the Sunday papers and scroll through them. Didn't scroll through papers, did we? Flick through them and catch up with what was going on in the world, maybe enjoy the Sunday supplements and so on. It's not like that anymore, is it? It's in our faces all the time. I remember on 9/11, it was the first time that I ended up glued to 24-hour news coverage. And all they do with all of these things is repeat the same footage over and over and over again. Can't be good for us, can it? So no, I won't be constantly watching the news. The next one's going to make me sound like a bit of a... It's going to make me sound a little bit arrogant, but bear with me. I've stopped listening to other people's opinions. See, I did tell you. I did warn you. It's not that I don't listen to other people. Of course I do. But I've learnt to trust my own instincts rather than look for validation outside myself. It's a long time coming, but I prefer to listen to myself than other people. So I'll listen to other people's opinions and then I'll evaluate it myself. And I don't need anybody else to tell me what's right. I will decide for right or wrong, better or worse. I'll take the consequences if I'm wrong, but I don't need to listen to other people's opinions. And then we come now to number 9. This is one I still have trouble with, and that's beating myself up. You know, when you feel that you've not done something properly, or you've said the wrong thing, or when you feel stupid because you wake up in the night and you have that cold feeling and you think, oh my gosh, what was it I said? What did I do? Yeah. That beating yourself up. I know my intentions are good. I know that I get things wrong sometimes. We all do. Do you know what? I'm human, same as everybody else. And it's about time, but I've realised that. And I don't keep beating myself up. And finally, number 10, that I used to find really difficult, that I've given up and I'm much happier for, and that's worrying about growing older. When I was turning 50, I was really worried about it. I think I had it in my head that growing older meant growing weaker, sicker, not being of any use to anybody, being abandoned perhaps, becoming invisible. And then I got into my 50s and I thought, okay, medical things aside, it's okay. I feel all right, actually. And then I went into my 60s and my energy started coming back and the brain fog started to clear. And oh my word, I know that there are things that are not good about growing older. I'm not Pollyanna. I know I tend to take a bit of a positive slant on things, but I'm not worried about it anymore. There's no point in worrying, is there? It's going to happen. Why waste time worrying? Life's too short. I've got too much to do and I've got to pack it in. So why worry about it? I'd really love to know if there are things that you've quit in your 50s and 60s that make your life happier. Share in the comments. I'll come back and read them and join the conversation. And if you've found any value at all in listening to me rambling on about the 10 things that I've quit to make me happier, then please give this video a like, a subscribe, and come back and see me next time. Bye for now.